Nostalgia's a hell of a drug. Showbiz Pizza was an arcade/pizzeria place that had state-of-the-art-ish animatronics and entertainment for the entire family. Unknown by the young, forgotten by the old, fondly remembered by the in-between.
Tough being a kid. Fancy parties, scratchy clothes, and you have to smile no matter what.
Oh, give Auntie a big kiss.
See what I mean?
But at Showbiz Pizza, you can act like a kid. You can have more fun than you ever did. You can giggle, you can wiggle, you can flip your lid. Showbiz Pizza, where a kid can be a kid. Showbiz Pizza, where a kid can be a kid. Chuck E. Cheese, where a kid can be a kid. Pizza, where a kid can be a kid.
St. Petersburg, Florida, circa 1980s. Here I am walking to school by myself. Yep, I walked to my elementary school by myself, as did most kids then. We just grabbed our trapper keepers and walked around in traffic until we eventually arrived at our destination, or ended up somewhere else, and just lived there until our parents decided to pick us up. All you had to really do was avoid white vans and strangers with candy, unless it was particularly good candy. Then you would suss out the situation. For me, it was Starburst and Bonkers. No one ever offered them. I digress. But on one of these scholastic jaunts, I deviated from my normal path. What is this? A building that resembled an old Western theater. Or theatre, as they say, classy-like. Saloon, possibly a jail. Definitely a location Doc Holliday would have frequented and enjoyed. Not the most inviting of locations for anyone, let alone a child. Unless it was a rather weird child. And so happens, I was a rather weird child, so it was kismet. And as unique as this sight was to see, it was not the star of this technicolored memory. That honor goes to this 100-foot bear attached to a ball via a chain. Yeah, 100. Okay. To be fair, I was rather tiny at the time, but it's okay. I've gotten much bigger since then, almost an entire foot taller. Now he was standing, in complete stasis, mouth agape, mid-strum of what I assumed was his magnum opus, on a banjo, so, as good as it could be, on a banjo. All beneath what appeared to be a marquee, red outline with an orange inner line and white balls. They represented lights, I think. It was hard to miss, even harder to comprehend, yet impossible to forget. What is this? Turns out this mystery wrapped in a riddle turned enigma, balled into a conundrum and other like-minded synonyms. It was Showbiz Pizza Place. The place where a kid can be a kid, where a kid can be a kid. Deja vu. Oh, damn it, I'm in a loop. Hang on, there, got it. This damn time-space continuum thing is getting tricky. I was scared. I was intimidated. I was also insanely curious, but most of all, I wanted in. Even though I still didn't know what the hell it was. I knew it had something to do with pizza, I guess. Because nothing says gaming and pizza like a chained-up bear in gaudy overalls playing a banjo attached to a ball with a chain. What's with the bear? What's with the banjo? What's with the overalls? Do you have to have them if you play a banjo? Maybe. Turns out his name's Billy Bob. Touché. The 80s. Anytime someone who wasn't privy to the neon decade sees something extra 80s-ish and has that look of why? Which is frequent and justified. The universal response is and should always be the 80s. And you have to say it in that super cheesy dad sitcom way. The ones who had feathered hair, sweaters, acid wash jeans, and very dirty white sneakers. And if you can add a laugh track and possibly a puppet of unknown species, then you have nailed it, my friend. What's your question? Doesn't matter. The answer is the 80s, the alpha, the omega, the yin, the yang, the pepperoni on your pizza. See, I kind of brought it back there. Got a little lost. It's okay. I always find my way home, except for those times that I don't. Where the hell am I?
It's tough being a big kid. The bus driver hollered at me. I lost my lunch money, and my teacher told me I wasn't living up to my full potentiality. And I don't even know what that means.
But at Showbiz Pizza, you can act like a kid. You can have more fun than you ever did. You can giggle, you can wiggle, you can flip your legs. Showbiz Pizza, where a kid can be a kid.
Once inside, you were transported to a new fantastical land of overpriced school-like pizza and games. Yes, like that. And that. Games, you know. Games. Those are all games. They had them. But these games did not take quarters. They didn't take anything as lame as, U.S. legal tender. These particular machines had no interest in your money. Meant nothing to them. Not until you shoved your piggy bank spilled guts into another gluttonous hog of a machine that would alchemize your worthless variety of alloy into precious, precious gold. Gold tokens, to be exact. Then, and only then, would you have the full attention of every game in there you so desired. All sales final. There was no one cracking this egg, effectively locking you into your new investment of entertainment doubloons whether you liked it or not at this point. There was no going back. And you didn't want to go back. And they wouldn't let you go back. After all, destruction is most beautiful when it's mutual. So you used your currency wisely, because once it was gone, so is your fun. But to be fair, they did have some free activities, like the water fountains, the bathrooms, the bacteria pit, mono, every seasonal flu known to mankind. And if you were real lucky after your day of partying, you got to miss school for a little while, on the house. And after a hard day of gaming, what did you have to show for it? Tickets. Oh, the tickets. If the tokens were gold, these were diamonds, because at the end of the day, you could pawn these bad boys for priceless treasures. What kid didn't at one point dream of having a plastic kazoo? Now you can make that dream come true. And every pro knew, if the skee ball machine was away from the wall on the side, you could just walk right out and put your ball right into that grand prize glory hole. I could have phrased that better. And for the love of everything fun, avoid that stupid grandpa bowling ball rolly thing. It's nearly impossible. You look really uncool when you're doing it. And even if you manage to tap into your inner Uri Geller to achieve it, you get like 5 tickets for your psychic effort. And how do I know this? Because I took one for the team, wasting an entire day, spending all my money on this archaic Rube Goldberg machine just to have it vomit out 5 little perforated insults. I could have swore I heard it actually laugh at me. I turned around and said, "Go to hell." It quickly retorted, "I'll see you there." Avoid at all cost. But if you really wanted to be king of the tickets, whacking a mole is indeed for suckers. Sitting on their stupid little heads is for winners. Big ticket winners. So grab your butt and some other butts and plug up them holes. Damn it. I did it again. Bottom line, you stop them noggins from noggin, and you'll soon find yourself in an avalanche of tickets and onlookers' envy. Now thanks to me, this bad boy is within striking distance. You're welcome. And yes, you, 1980s kid who is somehow watching this while still actually in the 80s. Presumably with the assistance of a flux capacitor, obviously. I have a message for you. First off, invest in Apple. Seriously, do it. Savor every last bite of possibly pre-owned pizza and cherish every sip of that soda from the fountain that doesn't have enough syrup and makes your Sprite taste like Alka-Seltzer. Yeah, enjoy it, because this ride, it doesn't last long. Still, cheap prices for staggering prices, questionable pizza, all pushed aside by my now almost fully formed adult brain. Far and away, the one thing that made Showbiz truly magical. Rock-afire Explosion. They're a band made up of exclusively T-1000s dressed up like various critters. Rock-afire Explosion. Rock. A fire explosion. No matter how many times I say it, it never stops not making sense. Rock-afire Explosion. Nope. Just not happening in my brain. I don't know if it works for you, but nonsensical name aside, I don't see why so many think it's weird, creepy, off-putting, life-alteringly horrifying, or Dante's ninth circle of hell level of terror. I don't see it. Not at all. See? A band of merry men and women, and whatever the hell that thing is. You've got Billy, and Mitzi, and then that guy right there, you know. Jojo, right? Looks like a Jojo. Damn, there's more than I remember. Not creepy at all. Now, to be fair, that is taken out of context. That kid did owe him money. Okay, that's not horrifying. Ugh. Huh. My God. Not today's Satan. Okay, we get it. Maybe this is Country Bear Jamboree meets H.P. Lovecraft, and a little less Disney and a little more of a Hunter S. Thompson LSD-laced fever dream. Ugh. Fear and bloating in Showbiz Pizza Place. That didn't matter one iota, because it was. You know it. Where a kid can be a kid. Seriously, once I was inside, I didn't think it was even remotely spine-chilling. Retrospective hellscape aside, it was where I wanted to be. Showbiz, not hell. After all, it was where a kid, yeah, you know where this is going. Here's the thing, you weren't just allowed to be a kid. You were encouraged to be a kid. You were encouraged to be a kid with a birthday. Birthday girl, or birthday boy. Make it the most unforgettable birthday that you will most definitely forget after 30 plus years of existence, where the only vague shred of recollection will come in the form of a faded Polaroid picture that looks like something they may have found in the basement of the Amityville Horror House. Dick the birthday boy here knows what I'm talking about. Right, Rich Evans? It's about that time for you to go get yourself some adult refreshments. See you in a minute.
It's intermission time, folks. And now, on with the show.
When my mom asked me where to go for my birthday, I said
Hi there. This videotape will introduce you to the new interactive animation capabilities at Showbiz Pizza Place. Slowly, it looks like this.
That was fun, wasn't it? I know I had a good time. What'd you do? Couldn't do that when I was a kid, not without getting in trouble. Now, you absolutely cannot talk about Showbiz origins without mentioning him. As Voldemort is to the Harry Potter world, Showbiz diehards do not speak his name. They just lovingly refer to him as the rodent. No, not that rodent. What? Rabbits aren't rodents anymore? First Pluto? When did this happen? Ah, look at me. I'm old school. Living in the 1912s. Well, my bad. I apologize to any lagomorphas in the audience. No, that's a rodent, right? Yeah, okay. No, that's a mouse. But a rat. We have a rat amongst us. Side note. What a wonderful mascot for a place that serves food. Yum, 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 yum. A little Black Death in every bite. Just like Mama used to make. What was, Timmy the Lyme disease tick unavailable at the time they were choosing mascots? Hey, to each their own. But we'll make this brief. In the beginning, this whole arcade pizzeria with animatronics, all-stop entertainment shop for the entire family was actually the brainchild of Nolan Bushnell, Don't know if you know who that is? That's the co-founder of Atari and Pong. So he's actually a legend, no doubt about that, jokes aside. So he had this idea, and in 1979, he officially launched Chuck E. Cheese Pizza Time. And very shortly after the launch, he started licensing the concept and brand. Sort of. And to quote Wikipedia, so you know it's true. Let's say we chipmunk this one a bit for brevity's sake.
To expand beyond California and the West Coast, Bushnell began to franchise, resulting in a co-development agreement between himself and Robert Brock of Topeka Inn Management in June 1979. The agreement handed Brock exclusive franchising rights for opening Pizza Time theaters in 16 states across the southern and midwestern United States, while also forming a company subdivision, that was a mistake, Pizza Showbiz, to develop the Pizza Time theaters.
Okay, seems a wee bit unnecessary and complicated to separate them like that, and don't quite get it, yet be the exact same thing. I mean, unless Mr. Brock had nefarious thoughts in mind, but he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't just... Brock learned of a guy named Aaron Fechner, whose animatronics were far superior than Bushnell's, and he bailed from his contract and started business with Aaron. Oh. Bushnell sued Brock. Brock countersued Bushnell. After a prolonged fight, they settled out of court with Showbiz, agreeing to pay Pizza Time Theater a portion of its profits for a decade. I stand corrected. I think Mr. Brock knew exactly what he was doing. That got ugly fast. Okay, so they actually weren't competitors, but now they are. Got it. Until 1984, Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater went all kinds of bankrupt. Bushnell was drowning in debt. I guess the portion of revenue Showbiz had to pay him was not enough to keep things afloat. Bushnell now sold all of his Chuck E. Cheese assets to Brock's company, Brock Hotel Corp. Okay, so now both places were under the Showbiz Pizza Time Inc. brand. Bushnell started this, partnered with Brock. Brock found someone he thought was better at it, and took Bushnell's idea and ultimately drove him out of business. I mean, am I wrong about this thought process? That seems pretty cutthroat. Hey, all's fair in games and pizza and rats and animatronics and shit. However, life finds a way of evening out the odds. Bet you didn't know that karma was a pizza topping. It is now. As shortly thereafter, Showbiz started failing and ultimately had to sell the entire Pizza Time brand to a new company who decided to take over both. And then decided, we're not gonna work with Aaron no more. Yeah, we don't want that. We already got your animals, we don't need no more. It's obvious that Aaron is actually quite the genius himself too. In fact, if you're watching this for your love of all things Showbiz Pizza, to be honest, you can thank Aaron. All the music, the band, everything you know and love of Showbiz was because of Aaron. So give him some love, because I think he also got, They decided to rebrand all Showbiz Pizza Times, Pizza Place, Chuck E. whatever the hell, and phase them out. Strip Rock-afire Explosion, still makes no sense to me, down to their skivvies, and to add insult to injury, make Chuck's new band out of their skeletons with just new, hipper skin. That's an owie, my friend. By 1992, all Showbizes were Chuck E. Cheeses. And sadly, unlike the Titanic, the band did not play on. Or did they? Yep. Yeah, they did. They actually did. Like, seriously, in this guy's garage. They're playing in his garage. Oh my god, it's like in some dude's house. Just like in his house, where these Isaac Asimov proteges have full access to his helplessly sleeping body. I kid, seriously. Please don't find me. And Buffalo Bill my ass and make me the new drummer. Put the oil on the skinner. I just kind of sound like Caitlyn Jenner, didn't I? But seriously though, you can actually still buy them. You can buy them from Aaron. I mean, last I checked, which was never, he had a few left. I don't know if he does anymore. But look, you can even go on YouTube and watch them reprogrammed. Damn. I used to love that song. But that's gone. If you want to explore more on this, seriously, the Rock-afire Explosion documentary is a must-see. I'll link it in the description below. Now, wasn't that a nice, muddled, little amorphous trip down memory hole lane? I think so too. It does feel like something like this could have only thrived like it did in the 80s. Like-minded places do exist, and did exist, but nothing quite like this. Even if one thinks things have been improved, it's never quite like the original. Never hits the same. It was the West world of arcades that happened to sell pizza. Still odd, but hey, I loved it. And I make jokes about it, like I do with most things that bother the hell out of me. Like knowing showbiz will never exist again. Even if somehow, some way they resurrected it, it's not going to be the same. Maybe it's because I'm old. Probably because I'm old. I'm old. That's what happens. But also, it's because it just won't be the same. They say you can never go home, but that's what nostalgia's for. And nostalgia's a hell of a drug. Makes you feel young. Makes you feel childlike again. Can make you feel excited. It makes you sick to your stomach. Makes you happy. Make you curl up in a ball in the shower, rock back and forth, and wish you were young again. You know, all those crazy emotions. Still, I love it. And I'm thinking you do too if you watch this far into this video. Maybe we're just time-traveling masochists. Or maybe some of us had tough childhoods. And these are the things that made them a little better. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I'm Nicholas Whitfield. Goodbye.